At 7 degrees Fahrenheit, building a house is already difficult. But Yogoman is doing something else. He's building a house made of ice. And not just one level. The idea began 2 years earlier when Yogoman realized something simple. If ice blocks are cut directly from a frozen lake and arranged into interlocking arches, then ice, normally fragile, can support extraordinary loads. This isn't a new invention. It's the same principle that has allowed igloos to survive blizzards and centuries of accumulated snow. The difference is this time, the material isn't snow, it's solid ice. An igloo isn't just a snow hut. It's an arch structure that survives by compression, not strength. Ice performs poorly under tension, but under compression, it excels. In an ice arch, gravity doesn't destroy the structure. It locks it together, forcing every block inward toward the keystone. That's why a properly built ice arch, and the igloo itself, can support the weight of an entire winter above it. But the lake doesn't stop changing. The ice thickens daily. When the chainsaw bar becomes too short, Yogoman upgrades. When even the new bar can't reach through, he turns to traditional ice harvesting techniques. Partial cuts, controlled fractures, body weight, and leverage. Each extracted block becomes a modular brick in a large-scale frozen masonry system. Instead of a hemispherical dome, Yogoman builds elongated tunnel arches, narrower, but more efficient for vertical load-bearing. 2 parallel structures rise side by side, designed to be joined under a shared roof, with an entire second story above them. Temperatures in Fairbanks continue to fall. -20, -33, approaching -47. At these temperatures, every mistake becomes a safety risk. Water freezes in seconds. Thin ice sheets can fracture violently. But the same cold also strengthens the structure, as every joint refreezes into a nearly monolithic mass. Yogoman uses slush, snow mixed with water, as the binding material. In traditional snow igloos, trapped air provides insulation. But for an ice structure, slush is essential. At these temperatures, it freezes almost instantly, acting like cold-set cement, fast, rigid, strong enough to support a second level. An ice arch is extremely strong under vertical compression. But sideways movement is the real danger. A slight shift in a single rib can trigger a cascading deformation, because arches remain locked only under symmetrical compression. By packing slush and thin ice slabs between them, Yogoman transforms separate arches into a single continuous tunnel. Preparing for the second story is the most delicate phase of the build. Before lifting another block, a stable intermediate platform is required. It distributes load evenly, preventing point stresses that could fracture the arches. And if something goes wrong, it prevents a catastrophic collapse. Yogoman steps onto it, bounces lightly, reading the behavior of the ice beneath his feet. The upper level cannot use the same heavy blocks. Instead, thinner ice panels are chosen, lighter, but far more fragile. A wrong angle, a rushed movement, and they shatter. Each panel is adjusted by hand in freezing wind. Slush is applied, it freezes instantly. No curing time, no room for error, only ice and precision. Gloves freeze to the ice. Face coverings stiffen into frosted shells. The cold drains dexterity from even the smallest movements. At this temperature, there's no room for strength, only control. No screws, no glue, no permanent reinforcement, only geometry, gravity, and time. The structure doesn't fight the cold, it exists because of it, and when the builder steps away, the structure still stands on its own. If you appreciate real craftsmanship and the science behind how things stand, leave a like and subscribe for more builds like this.